Hope and uncertainty have taken center stage in Portugal after a newly formed left-wing alliance ousted the right-wing Prime Minister Pedro Passos Coelho. Now, Coelho's minority government was only in office for a few weeks after elections in October gave no party a clear majority. The decision is now in President Aníbal Cavaco Silva's hands, who will determine if he accepts a new left coalition government or if he calls for another election. Joining us live now from Lisbon is Jorge Costa. He is one of the recently elected members of the parliament for the left bloc. Thanks so much for taking some time to join us. These are obviously exciting and busy days for you and your colleagues there, I imagine. Can you explain what might be the next steps there? And is it certain that the left there will form the next government, or might the president call fresh elections, as we were just saying?
First of all, good afternoon to your Republic of Telesur.
The possibility of new elections in the short period is excluded, since the president has limited powers in the last months of his mandate, and the more closest date available for general elections would be June 2016. So the decision to be made by the president is whether he calls the current government to stay in power and lead the government without mandate, since it felt yesterday under the pressure of the majority, the left majority in the parliament, or he will empower and give mandate to the Socialist Party leader as the prime minister, since there is a majority in the left parties, the Socialist Party, the Communist Party, and the left bloc in the Portuguese parliament, to support the formation of this government.
Now, the Portuguese Socialist Party there, they'll be the senior partner in any new left government, but it doesn't have a history of clear opposition to austerity, that party. Do you think the coalition really will take a firm stand against EU-imposed cuts and privatization, austerity, etc.?
Big decisions are to be made by the new government. As you said, it will be a Socialist Party government with the support in the parliament from other left-wing parties, such as the Communists and the left bloc, which will not, on their hand, be part with ministers in the new government. So the Socialist Party has to make big decisions, since it has a large history, as you said, of wrong decisions on the European Union building and on the European treaties that imposed austerity on the people of Europe in the last years. So the deal that was made out by the left-wing parties and the socialists in the last weeks, it changes large aspects of the Socialist Party program presented to the last election. The big issues.
And you know, we've heard plenty of comparisons with the situation in Greece and the situation in Portugal and the Syriza government in Greece. What do you think of the similarities there and the lessons that you and Portugal could learn from that experience in Greece?
The big lesson from Greece is that no big change, no big political change is authorized, can be accepted by the neoliberal institutions that lead the European Union nowadays. So any solution for the impoverishment of the people and for a society such as the Portuguese that is experiencing speed impoverishment and large-scale immigration from the young people and other kind of phenomenon of this sort, the consequence for us is that any left-wing government will forcibly have to have a confrontation with Angela Merkel and the leadership of the European Union. The changes, as I was saying, in the Socialist Party program impose the pensions, welfare pensions, the minimum wage rise, the fight on unemployment, measures on the public health system and education. But we know that these kind of measures, this kind of break with the previous policy of austerity that the right wing led in the last years, have to face Europe, have to face the big financial interests that lead today's European Union. And so the Socialist Party government will have big political choices to make together with the left-wing parties that are supporting the formation of this new government.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us as we continue to follow the tense and uncertain political situation there in Portugal. Thanks.